learners, welcome to Science Spectrum with Don. In Mark 188, the fundamentals, we will start off with the third part of the first lectures in ratios. And of course, in this class, I will basically explore more on worked examples in ratios. So I will treat more questions, worked examples on ratios. Alright, so let's get started. The first question, which is more of an application question, is let's say in a bag, or let's say in a container, there are denominations of 5 naira, of 10 naira, okay, and of 20 naira. And of, okay, let's say this is 10 naira, there's 10 naira there. There is 20 naira in, there is 20 naira, and there's also 15 naira. 20, and this is 15 naira. Alright, so this is just in a bag, or let's say a container. And of course, the total amount, everything, the sum of the notes you have in the bag, everything is 4,000. Total amount of each of these denominations is 4,800 naira. Now the question is this: how many of these denominations each? How many of these denominations each would you find in the bag? That's the first one. And number two is, what would be the actual amount of each of these denominations? Of course, it's a straightforward question. Solution. And I assume that these denominations in the bag are in the ratio 3 to 5 to 7. So number of denominations. I do know, given the ratio 3 to 5, this will be 3x, 5x, and just let the numbers of denominations be, of these notes be 3x, 5x, and 7x respectively. Now the total amount or actual amount in the bag would be equal to this term. This is for the 10 naira, this is for the 10 naira, this is for the 20 naira, and this is for the 15 naira notes in the bag. Alright, so to get the total amount or actual amount in the bag, it will be this times this. So this will be 3x all multiplied by 10 naira plus 5x multiplied by 20 naira plus 7x multiplied by 50 naira. And of course, this total amount would also be equal to this, that's 4,800 naira. Alright, so let's get this done. 3 times 10, that's 30. This is 30x plus 5 times 2, that's 10, with the 0 in front, 100x, plus 7 times 5, that is 35, with the 0 in front, 350x. And of course, everything is in naira. So I factor out the naira, and this must be equal to 4,800 naira. Of course, I'll delete the naira, and of course I could add up what we have here. This is 350 plus 1, that is 450. 450 plus 30, that's 480x is equals to 4,800. And of course, I lose the 0. And of course, 48 in 48 is 1. You could go in 48 once, and of course, I have a 0 left. So this is x is equals to 10. So x is 10. So from here now, I could tell you number of denominations of 10 naira. This is for 10 naira, 3x. This is for 10 naira notes. Of course, this would be 3x, which would give us 3 times 10. This is 30. So I have 30 notes of 10 naira denomination. Then for the 20 naira, notes, this would be 5x, and of course this will boil down to be 5 times 10. So I have 50 notes of 20 naira denominations in this bag. And of course the last but not the least, which is the 15 naira notes. For the 15 naira notes, this would be 7x, 15 naira notes. So this is 7x, which would amount to 7 times 10. And of course, I have 70 pieces of 15 naira notes in the bag. Alright, so this is for the first question. And of course, you could tell the actual amount of 10 naira notes, 20 naira notes, and 15 naira notes in the bag. So if we were to do that, to get the actual amount of 10 naira notes, 20 naira notes, and 15 naira notes in the bag, it will just be 10 naira multiplied by how many pieces of the notes you have there. That's 30. So this will give you that everything you have there, this is 300. So everything for 10 naira altogether sums up to 300 naira. Then for 20 naira, this will be 5. That will be 20. This is for 20 naira. 20 times 50 pieces. Of course, it will tell you the actual amount of everything that all the 20 naira in the bag, what it sums up to. And of course, this is 10. This is 1,000. Then for the 15 naira note, 15 naira, we have 70 pieces of it there. This is 3,500 naira. And of course, if you sum up everything, this will give you 45 plus 300. Of course, everything sums up to 4,800, which was the actual amount in the bag. Of course, we move on to the next question. The next question is also an application question. If you have in a container of equal capacity a mixture of hydrochloric, or let's say sulfuric acid and water, but they are in specific ratios. So this is a container, this is 1, another container 2, another container 3. And of course, this container, let's assume they are of equal capacities. And of course, the mixture is sulfuric acid and of course water. These are the mixture. The same goes to this: sulfuric acid, water, sulfuric acid, and water. But the ratio of sulfuric acid to water in this container is ratio 3:2, and for the second container is ratio 7:3, and for the third one is ratio 11:4. Now, if we mix everything all together, this, we mix it all together, what will be the final ratio of sulfuric acid to water? It's an application question. So what we'll do is this. So we'll say the total quantity in the container, let it just be X. And of course, for the first, this will be for sulfuric and this will be for water. So for sulfuric acid and for water. Alright, so let's get there. This will be 3 out of the sum of the ratios, which is 5, all multiplied by the total quantity, which is in the container, which is X, we don't know. For water will be 2 out of 5 times X. Then the same applies to the second container. This will be 7 out of 10 times the overall quantity in the container, that's X. Then for water, this will be 3 out of 10 X. Then of course, for the last container, that's the third one, for sulfuric acid, this will be 11 out of 15 times the overall. Then for water, that's 4 out of 15, of course, times the overall. And of course, to know, once I mix up everything, now mixing up means I will sum up all of these for sulfuric acid and also for water independently. And of course, I am good to go. So for sulfuric acid in the container, that is all mixed together now. So we mixed everything all up. So for sulfuric acid, I have 3 over 5x plus 7 over 10x plus 11 over 15x. And of course, the LCM of 5, 10, and 15, this should be 30. So this is a 30. 30 in 5, that's 6. 6 times 3 is 18. It's taking your x in front. 30 in 10. 0 cancels is 3. 3 times 7 is 21x plus. This is a 30 in 15 is 30 divided by 15 is 2. 2 times 11, that's 22. And all in x. So if you sum up, we'll have 18, 21, 22. This is 11. This is 4 plus 6. So this is 61x over 30. This is the value of the sum of the ratios for sulfuric acid. Now we go to water. For water, For water, it's just to add up all of this for each of the containers, and of course we just compare. So for water in the container that is mixed all together, this would be, for water I have 2/5x plus 3/10x plus 4/15x. And of course the LCM still remains 30. This is 6 times 2 is 12x plus, this is 3 times 3 is 9x plus this is 2. 30 divided by 15 is 2. 2 times 4, that's 8x. So when you add up everything, you just have 12, then you have 17. 12 plus 17, this is 9, this is 2. So this becomes 29/30. That is for water. So the final answer for the ratio of sulfuric acid to water, if all were mixed in the 3 containers of equal capacity, will be, so for sulfuric acid, of course, to water. For sulfuric acid, we have 61x, then an x here, 61x/30, to, then for water, this is 29x/30. And of course, I could delete this denominator by multiplying both of this with the denominator, that's 30. And of course, once I do that, times 30 times 30, this deletes out, and of course this deletes out. And of course, I could also delete the x. So the ratio of sulfuric acid to water, if all were mixed, will be ratio 61/29. Of course, I can't reduce this further. Now, the next question, you may need to build this for reference purpose before I clean up. Alright, I could go ahead and clean this now. So the next question is, you have 3 persons P, Q, and R, persons P, Q, and R, took an exam. And of course, the marks they obtained was given in the ratio 3:5:7. Now, if person's P mark is 15 less than person's Q mark, so it is person's Q mark minus 15. And of course, the number of marks we don't know, so I could just relate this to be 3x, number of marks, 5x, and of course 7x. Let's assume that number of marks. So P would be 3x. 3x is equals to R is the last, that's 7x minus 15. So of course, 7x minus 15. So this would be, equate everything, so this would be 7x minus 15 minus 3x, everything is left with a 0 here. So 7 minus 3, that's a 4. So 4x is equals to 15. So if you divide through by 4, x becomes 15/4. And of course, to know what each of their marks would be, is just for P's mark would just be 3 times 15/4. Q's mark would just be 5 times 15/4. And of course, the same goes to, this is P, Q, then for R's mark, since R's mark would be 7 times 15/4. Alright, in a subsequent bulletin, I will stick in the answers. Please, if you're new to the channel, you may want to like, share, and subscribe for more content. Thank you.